Hi, my name is Anna Sofia Sahazi, and I'll be starting this presentation by talking about the introduction, a bit of background of AirAsia, and also the major workforce changes. So, we chose AirAsia, a leading low cost airline in Malaysia, as our case study because the company recently faced a major transformation in its workforce. Biggest example being the COVID 19 pandemic. AirAsia experienced large scale layoffs and operational disruptions, forcing the management to rethink its human resource strategies. This presentation explores how AirAsia managed these workforce changes, the HR approaches it's implemented, and the lesson that can be learned from this recovery journey. And before we dive into the main changes and how they recovered and even the HRM concepts, let's talk a bit about AirAsia in itself because we all know AirAsia to be the low cost budget airline that we always take to go Thailand or Indonesia. But let's really know about AirAsia. So in 1993, it was founded. AirAsia was established as a Malaysian government owned airline. It operated a small fleet mainly for domestic routes. And then in 2001, rebranding under Tony Fernandez. It acquired by Tony Fernandez and partners from DRB and HCCM. It rebranded with the slogan, "Now everyone can fly." I'm pretty sure everyone has heard that by now. It introduced a low-cost carrier model that revolutionized regional level. And in 2004 to 2013, that's when they started regional expansion, established Thai Air Asia, Indonesia Air Asia, and even Air Asia X, aka long haul, aka the normal flights that goes outside of Asia and all the way to countries like Italy or Germany or even the United States. And in 2019, it moved forward to its digitalization, from AirAsia Digital to grow non-aviation businesses, began developing the AirAsia super app and teleport logistics arm, and early steps towards automation and data-driven operation. And now we're at 2020 to 2021, aka the COVID-19 impact. As we all know, during COVID-19, PKP or lockdown was a thing. That means traveling is not really an option for anyone, as we are trying to not spread the disease. Therefore, AirAsia is one of the airline company that had to suffer that because global travel restrictions forced flight suspensions and revenue loss. Around 10% of its 24,000 employees were laid off or furloughed, and HR faced major challenges in maintaining morale and supporting attached staff. But then in 2020, transition to Capital A Berhad. AirAsia Group Berhad, officially renamed to Capital A Berhad, marked a shift from being just an airline to a diversified travel and lifestyle group. And now in 2023 to present, recovery and rebuilding. Continued expansion of digital ventures under Move Digital, formerly AirAsia Digital. Focus on rehiring, reskilling, and digital upscaling employees, and return to profitability with steady recovery in regional travel demand. So, as mentioned in the 2020 to 2021, aka the COVID 19 era, this is the major workforce changes, but I'll explain it in a more detailed way. So, number one being COVID 19 crisis led to a large scale layoffs and temporary pay cuts. What does layoff means in the industry? It means all of the stewardess are not being used anymore, as in they are stuck at home, either being paid or underpaid. Sometimes they would get paid while not being in the flight, aka in the air, or some employees that are not fortunate enough are actually just dismissed and fired. Wouldn't say fired, but more likely, the way you can say it, it's they were fired. Around 10,000 employees were affected across different departments. So this doesn't only go for stewardess, this also goes for ground staffs or even pilots, and shift towards automations and digital operations, AirAsia Super App, AI systems. This is a big change since before COVID, not everything is pretty much manual, but during COVID, that's when engineers of AirAsia or even other airlines realized that, hey, we need to make this more disease friendly. So they made everything more online and accessible and easier for people to book or just experience aviation in every way. And HR introduced reskilling and reemployment programs. So after losing maybe 10,000 employees, they realized that once they are coming back from the PKP or the lockdown, they need to be hiring more employees back. They need to win them over and actually improve their customer service in every way since now that everyone's back to flying. And lastly, focus on employee well-being and morale during recovery phase. Because of the layoffs, a lot of employees are affected, and this applies to ex-employees, but they also apply this to even new employees to actually care about their employees and their well-being because the layoff was heavily devastating for a lot of people, and because of that, HR realized that hey, we need to treat our employees better, and that is what we're gonna dive into.
Hi and good day everyone. My name is Sabrina. So I'm going to present the application of human resource management concepts. First of all is a strategic HR planning. Okay, now let's look at how AirAsia approach strategic HR planning. Okay, after the pandemic, AirAsia's HR department shifted from a traditional administrative role to a strategic workforce planning model or SWP. Instead of just filing vacancies, HR started lining its workforce strategy with a capital A's broader digital transformation. It's particularly in new business areas like the AirAsia Super App, FinTech, and Logistics. They also adopted AI-based forecasting tools to predict talent demand and identify future skill gaps. This allowed HR to plan recruitment and training more accurately. Alright, so at the same time, AirAsia introduced agile workforce models such as hybrid work arrangements and project-based hiring. So especially for tech and digital roles. Okay, this strategic shift reflects the resource-based view theory, which emphasizes that people or human capital are a company's most valuable and sustainable competitive advantage. Through this approach, AirAsia successfully restructured its workforce for digital agility and innovation readiness, positioning itself for a long-term competitiveness in tech-driven market. Moving on to training and development, this has been one of AirAsia's stronger HR strategies. In 2020, AirAsia launched the Red Academy, a major reskilling initiative created in partnership with Google Cloud and Amazon Web Services. Okay. The academy provides employees with training in digital skills, data analytics, cloud computing, and leadership development. What makes it unique is that Red Academy is also open to the public, which not only upskills employees but also enhances AirAsia's employer brand, okay, and reputation as a tech-forward organization. The main goal is to build a future-ready, cross-skill workforce capable of thriving in digital industry. Okay. The learning approach focuses on continuous learning, offering micro-credentials, mentorship programs, and hands-on digital projects. This reflects human capital theory, which argues that investment in employee education and development leads to long-term organizational success. Okay, as a result, over 10,000 staff members have been reskilled, significantly improving workforce adaptability and reducing the digital skill gap within AirAsia. Next, let's talk about talent acquisition and retention. As AirAsia transitioned into a more digital organization, attracting the right talent became a top priority. So the HR team implemented AI-driven recruitment tools to enhance candidate screening. Okay, these tools allow smart matching, help reduce bias, and make the overall hiring process much faster and more efficient. AirAsia also rebranded its image to appeal to digital professionals, describing itself as a tech company that happens to fly planes. Okay, this shift in employer branding helped attract IT, data analytics, and fintech talent who may not have previously considered joining an airline. So, on the retention side, AirAsia worked hard to rebuild trust and loyalty after the painful layoffs during the pandemic. Okay. They launched the One AirAsia Culture Initiative, emphasizing unity, purpose, and teamwork across departments. Okay. They also promoted internal career mobility, allowing employees to transfer across different subsidiaries under capital A, for example, from aviation to fintech or logistic divisions. Okay. This approach is supported by psychological contract theory, which highlights the importance of mutual trust and reciprocity between employer and employee. So, these initiatives help rebuild employer trust, improve the candidate experience, and achieve moderate success in retaining talent, especially in the competitive tech job market.
Hi, my name is Sina Magdalene. I'm going to present about Human Resource Management Concept Part 2. Here we are, Performance Management. During the restructuring, AirAsia had to change the way employee performance was monitored. Instead of supervising employee physically, the HR department used an output-based performance system. Employees were evaluated based on measurable KPIs such as customer certifications, response time, and teamwork. And there were also managers also held online check-ins and coaching sections to guide employees, especially those were adjust to new roles. This approach focused more on support and developments rather than punishment, helping employees stay productivity and motivate during the transitions. Next is about employee relations engagement. To maintain good employee relations during the crisis, AirAsia emphasized communication and emotional support. HR conducted virtual town hall meetings, used internal communications platforms, and encouraged employees to give feedbacks openly. Instead of permanently removing staff, many employees were replayed or reskilled, which is help maintain job security and morale. Wellness program and pre-support sessions were also introduced to reduce stress and keep employee engaged. Lastly, legal and ethical consideration. In handling the workforce distributions, AirAsia follow labor law requirements related to the job restructuring and contract changes. The HR department ensured that communications regarding layoff and re-employment was transparent and fair. Employees receive equal opportunity for training and reassignment, which is reflect ethical and responsible HR practice. By prioritizing reskilling over terminations, AirAsia demonstrate that employee well-being and rights were taken seriously. Next is about key takeaway. In summary, AirAsia responded to workforce disruptions by reskilling employees and adapting performance evaluation methods. These HR strategies helped the company remain operational and retain experienced staff during a challenging period.
Hi, hello, my name is Ashok Kumar, son of Mohidi. My part is cash acquisition analyst. Evaluation of HR response, executives of AirAsia HR strategies. Rescaling provides help to retain experienced staff. AirAsia maintain business continuity through monthly role flexibility. Employer gain new transportation skill, digital logistics, custom support. Supports long-term workforce agility and adaptability. Second, weakness and challenges. High emotional stress among the resigning staff. Sudden rule change causing identity loss, especially cabin crew, will be stressed. Some employers report lower job satisfaction in new position. Communicating during the research was the sometimes unclear and rush.
Stakeholder reactions. Employee and public responses were mixed. Some valued and job continuity provided while others felt dissatisfied with role reassignments. This shows that HR strategies were helpful but needed more emotional support, measurement, and clearer communications. Next presenting is about strategic HR recommendation and long-term HR strategy. First, we go into strategic HR recommendation. To strengthen HR strategy, AirAsia should support employees emotionally by providing counseling and well-being programs, clear career paths, and pro-communications channels will also help employees feel more valued and secure in their new roles. Next, we go to long-term HR strategy is about long-term success require ongoing skills development and internal mobility opportunity. By aligning HR plans and digital transformations, AirAsia can maintain a flexible workforce that can quickly adapt to any future distribution. In conclusion, AirAsia HR response was strategic and effective, helping the company retain many employees and transitions into new business areas. However, emotional support and transparent communication should be strengthened moving forward. Thank you.